The night my wife didn't come home, I disappeared. She went to see her first love and refused to take my calls. I texted her, pleading, don't do anything reckless, or I might die. Instead, she deactivated all my game accounts and threatened me. Still sulking. If you don't come back soon, I'll dump your beloved husky too. I was frantic, but powerless, because the quest had failed, and the system had already erased me, completely. Not even a trace left. Chapter 01. My wife's first love came back to the country, and I tried my best to keep her from seeing the news, but she still secretly went to meet him, leaving me a message. We're just ordinary friends now. Don't misunderstand. I paced back and forth in the living room, uneasy. My heart felt sour and stifled. One true love for a lifetime was the task given by the quest system. If my wife betrayed our marriage, I would be completely erased. At that moment, I chose to trust her. After all, I had faith in our relationship. Halfway through the evening, I couldn't resist calling her. She was drunk, her voice even a little tender. Honey, don't come pick me up. I know my way home. Don't worry. See you soon. I didn't know where they were having dinner, so I decided to drive around looking for her. I called countless times, all rejected. Then eventually her phone was turned off. At that moment, my heart was in turmoil. All right, I panicked. I kept texting her, if you can't let him go, we can get divorced. Please don't do anything to hurt me. I will die. I really will. The city lights were vibrant and bright as my car pulled into an empty alley, because the cold voice of the system rang out. Host, I regret to inform you that your quest in this world has failed. My mind went blank. I clenched my fists and pounded on the steering wheel. The hope I clung to had finally shattered, but I was so unwilling to accept it. The system's mechanical voice continued, though now it seemed stuck. Your wife has already, according to penalty rules, you will be erased before dawn. What I didn't expect was that she came back in the early morning. Even more unexpected was that her first love brought her back. Chapter 02. The door opened. Makoto was holding my wife Willow by the waist, his tone teasing, you're tired today. Go get some rest inside. My heart twisted painfully, anger bubbling to the point of losing my sanity. I stood up from the sofa, turned on the living room light, and confronted them directly. Willow, didn't you already sleep enough? What else do you need to sleep for? She froze for a moment, straightened up, and her face turned cold. George, why are you yelling? I drank a bit too much today. That's why Makoto brought me back. Even if he drove around the whole city, it wouldn't have taken 3 hours. Besides, arguing about this with her was pointless. Seeing my grim expression, she got angry and questioned me. Since when did you become so jealous? Doubting your own wife. Makoto leaned lazily against the door, squinting as he enjoyed our argument. I grabbed a vase from the table and hurled it at her. He was the one who left you to go abroad back then. Did you forget? You've been married to me for so many years. Did you forget that too? But I couldn't go through with it. The vase veered off, shattering on the floor near her. The burst of glass shards seemed to snap her back to clarity, and she stammered, I really drank too much tonight, and Makoto is leaving for good this time, staying abroad for his career, and besides, we've both moved on. If you really cared about my past with him, you shouldn't have married me in the first place. Why are you acting like a lunatic now? After hearing that, I let out a soft laugh. I pulled out a cigarette and put it in my mouth, mocking myself. Stop pretending. Admit what you've done. The smoke drifted towards Willow's face, and she frowned. Admit what? Makoto endured so much hardship alone abroad. What did he do wrong? Can you just leave him alone now? I'm begging you. I shrugged. I won't. After all, you won't be seeing me again anyway. Makoto laughed, his lips curving in mockery. Take your time talking. I'm leaving now. The door closed. Willow's expression softened. She stepped forward, wrapping her arms around my neck, lifting on tiptoe to touch her nose to mine. Honey, still jealous? Relax. You're the one I love most. I lifted her soft body in my arms. Her warm breath on my neck stirred feelings of heat. But thinking of what she'd done with her first love, I let go of her. She fell to the ground with a thud. I wiped where she'd touched my face with disgust. You're filthy. And didn't forget to spit on the ground. She froze, the pain even making her forget to cry. After a long while, she got up, stormed out in anger, slamming the door. George, you humiliated me today. You better not regret it. If it wasn't for you throwing money to force Makoto to go abroad, I would have married him long ago. I never would have chosen you. Chapter 3. Back then, my wife Willow was the dream goddess of all the boys in school. Her stunningly beautiful face didn't need any makeup at all. Any elective class that Willow took was always packed, with people even crowding outside the classroom. I was among them too. Everyone knew she wouldn't say more than a word to anyone except Makoto. You like her too? Makoto approached me back then and handed me a card. Give me enough money to go abroad for research, and I'll give her to you. He just handed her over. Despite being my rival, without hesitation, I wired the money and sent away my biggest competitor. The system for my conquest mission started when I fell in love with Willow at first sight. The first mission was simply to marry her. I didn't feel any pressure at all. In fact, I was thrilled. After all, I truly liked her. With Makoto gone, I finally managed to win her over through persistent effort. When Willow agreed to marry me, she said, "When there's a rainbow in the sky, I want to take a picture for you. When I hear a good song, I want to sing it to you. When I'm sad, I hope you understand me. I want to share all the good things with you. And if you respond slowly, I start worrying that you don't care about me anymore. I hate that instability. So George, let's get married." I will never forget how fast my heart was racing that day, and the delightful notification from the system that I had completed my mission. But I didn't expect there to be a second conquest mission. One love, one life, forever. If your partner betrays you, the system will eliminate you. At first, I thought the system was testing me. After all, there are so many temptations in society. Until I saw Makoto's chat pinned at the top of my wife's friend list, I panicked. She always tried to soothe me with her actions. Thunder rumbled outside, the sky dark with rolling clouds. She looked at me with hazy eyes in my arms. The air grew hot and suggestive. I told her earnestly and seriously, "If one day you no longer love me and want a divorce, I will agree. But please, don't betray me, otherwise, I will die." She laughed, vowing, "Honey, I'm not that kind of person." Now, it seems like a joke. Do I regret it? Yes, I should have divorced her the day I found out she still had feelings for Makoto. Even if I had married a comatose person, I wouldn't be facing death like this. My painstakingly built company, all that money in the bank, my gaming buddies in my account, even the limited edition figures, autographed footballs, and rare sneakers I spent millions on. Once dawn breaks, I'll never see any of it again. My phone rang. It was an unknown number. "George, it's Makoto." "Heh, she came to find me again." "You're pathetic. Can't even hold on to what's handed to you." Chapter 4. Take me to the hotel. Makoto deliberately didn't hang up. It was Willow who got in his car. "Willow, why do you look like that? Didn't you say you were definitely going home?" "He's like a mad dog. I don't want to talk about him. I'm tired, and I don't want to see him for now." Makoto chuckled. "But back then, when you emailed me saying you were going to marry him, you were determined. Now that you regret it, maybe it's time to reconsider who's by your side. After all, I'm your first love. Haven't you missed me all these years?" Willow's voice softened. "All right, Makoto, stop it." The call cut off. I slouched, the ashtray overflowing with cigarette butts. About to leave soon, I took out my phone and called my sworn brother. He picked up, sounding groggy. "It's so early. Waking up this early makes me feel like my soul's scattered." He grew up with me. Our bond was closer than gold. I intended to give him my last instructions, but just hearing his voice oddly calmed my emotions. "Willow cheated on me. I'm going to die." He didn't understand and even raised his voice. "There's no way she cheated. Not even a donkey would believe it. She doesn't even look at other men except for you. Makoto is back. All right, get a divorce. Immediately. You've got money. You're good looking. What woman couldn't you get? If you don't love her, she's worth nothing." I stayed silent, not responding, and began telling him my bank card passwords. Before marriage, Willow wanted to prove she wasn't marrying me for money, so we signed a prenuptial agreement. "That's fine. If I'm gone, I'd rather donate the money than let her have it." My brother got scared, his voice panicking. "George, what are you thinking? Don't do this. I'm coming back to drink with you. We'll drink ourselves to death. There's no obstacle in life that you can't get over. It's just a woman. Divorce her. Torment her. Make her regret it. Everyone loves a good regretful love story these days. Hang in there, brother." "Listen, I rode my bike all day today, and the ball is chafed. I can't even shower. Isn't that hilarious? Think of your bank account. You could go stare at the sea in the Maldives, feed pigeons in London, go diving in Australia, travel the world to heal. All that freedom. If I broke up, all I could say is, tired. Oh well, life goes on. You're blessed. Don't take it for granted." As he kept talking, he started crying, because he knew I'd never joke about something like this. Willow was the only one who didn't know. Even though I'd told her again and again, I lost the bet, and I deserve it. I printed the divorce papers, signed them, and prepared to hand them to Willow. My last wish was to divorce her. She wasn't asleep yet and responded quickly. "George, are you serious?" Sunlight streamed in from outside, weak and pale. My body began to grow transparent, light, drifting upward. "So this is what death looks like. Willow, if it weren't for being erased by the system, I definitely wouldn't let you get away with it." Chapter 5. It turned out that the one Willow truly loved was Makoto. No matter what he said, she would never refuse him. The very next day, she went with him to Sanya for a vacation, staying at a luxury hotel and enjoying a private beach dinner. They had a great time during their few days off. Only when the plane landed did she remember that I was still at home. So she texted me, asking me to pick her up. She stood there waiting for 2 hours before heading home herself. Too bad. The house was empty. Willow opened the study door. All my belongings were still there. Even my clothes in the wardrobe. She breathed a sigh of relief and called my assistant. "Tell George to answer the phone." The assistant was silent for a moment. "Mr. Wang hasn't been to the office for days." Willow's face darkened. and she went straight to the property management office to check the surveillance. The manager looked grave, full of concern. His car hasn't moved from the garage, he hasn't been seen in the elevator, and he's not at home. He's just disappeared into thin air. Chapter 6. I had vanished. Willow didn't call the police. She deleted all my game accounts and sent my husky to a pet shop. She smashed my entire collection of figures. She sent me a threatening text, still sulking. Then I'll have to send all your figures and autographs to the recycling center. I floated in the air. If heartbreak made a sound, it would have deafened me. Makoto pushed open the study door, walked forward a few steps, and naturally put his arm around Willow's shoulder. Willow, is he still acting like a child? Then forget about him. It gives us a chance to be together, and you know I'll be going abroad soon. Willow pulled away from him, picking up her phone and looking at it repeatedly. It was as if she didn't hear Makoto. Makoto's face darkened, and he hugged her again, his head buried in her neck. Willow, I've helped look for him for a long time too, and I'm tired. Willow frowned, pushing him away. If you're tired, go back to the hotel. I'm going out to look for him again. Look tomorrow. It's already midnight, and I'm worried seeing you like this. No matter how Makoto tried to persuade her, she still grabbed her bag and headed out. He stood there, touching his nose with a wry expression. I followed Willow into the elevator, and she kept texting me nonstop. George, what do you want? Okay, fine. It's my fault. Come back, and I'll apologize. I yelled at her in fury. Willow, stop pretending to care. Get lost. I trusted you, and yet you still got back with him. What am I to you? I told you I'd die, but you wouldn't believe me. I should have divorced you long ago. She couldn't hear me. Speeding down the road, I didn't even have a body. I refuse to believe she'll find me. She pulled over on a bridge, turning on her hazard lights and stepping out by the railing. My heart skipped a beat. Willow, what are you trying to do? She simply took off her wedding ring, pouting. Honey, how long are you going to hide? Stop sulking. Okay, if you don't come out now, I'm throwing this ring away. Still no reply. She waited for a long time, and soon cars started stopping on the bridge, people urging her not to do anything foolish. Suddenly, her phone rang. Willow, stop looking. I have news about George. Willow rushed over, and Makoto threw a pile of photos on the table. George went on vacation with this actress. Chapter 7. The actress's name is Anna. George spent a lot of money promoting her, and they've gotten very close. Paparazzi caught them together quite a bit. There are also transaction records. I think he's trying to use this to bring up divorce. Makoto's tone was full of certainty. I cursed in anger. Bullshit. You're really making up stories for me. Willow quietly looked through the photos, one by one, her face full of sadness. Makoto, go back to the hotel. He hesitated, setting down his wine glass. I want to stay with you. I know you have feelings for me. The door is that way. Her pretty brows furrowed, her voice ice cold. I'd never seen her treat Makoto this way. Makoto stood up in a panic, deliberately stepping barefoot on the shards of broken glass. Blood quickly seeped out. He clicked his tongue but slowly opened the door. He was betting on whether Willow would let him stay. Sure enough, a flash of concern crossed Willow's face. Fine, go sleep in the guest room, but remember to apply some medicine. She really is a fool, didn't even think about how Makoto got those photos and so-called evidence. He'd been abroad for years, yet had this kind of scoop. Makoto came out of the bathroom, wrapped only in a towel around his waist. Willow, where's the shampoo? Can you grab it for me? Chapter 8. Willow stood up without much thought, opening the bathroom cabinet. What's this? Makoto quickly grabbed an unopened box with a meaningful look. Shouldn't this be in the bedroom? Willow's expression changed. He bought it. He hid it there on purpose. I just wanted to have a child. How is that hiding? And she had promised that once work settled down, she'd start preparing for pregnancy. When we were in bed together, we even came up with several names for the baby. Back then, I truly loved her. I always treated her with care, providing emotional support and thinking of ways to make her happy, hoping that one day we'd have the fruit of our love. Makoto didn't put the box back. Instead, he opened it and got closer to her. Can I use it? Willow blushed. Do what you want. Chapter 9. The small bathroom space was filled with ambiguity, thickening with his words, spreading through the air. I couldn't take it anymore. Damn system. Why not just erase my soul entirely? You can eat crap, but you can't just hop into someone's bed. I have no interest in this kind of thing. Was this next scene meant to make me explode from anger? I regret not taking them both down in those final hours. Makoto used my entire set of skincare products, wore my pajamas, and as if sensing my presence, provoked me. Haha. See, aren't you just a clown? The wife you cherished is still beneath me. The things you can't use, I'll use for you. Suddenly, I understood. No wonder Willow couldn't forget him all these years. He was the one who came to me for money, yet he claimed that I'd used money to force him away. A true snake, two-faced. He didn't forget to spritz some cologne, preparing to open Willow's bedroom door, but it was locked. Willow, didn't you say I could use it? Willow's drowsy voice came from inside. Take it. George and I don't usually use it anyway. Don't knock if there's nothing important. I'm tired. Makoto was furious, murmuring darkly, as if sensing my presence. You'll be mine sooner or later. He retreated silently to the guest room. The next day, Willow dressed in designer fashion, paired with jewelry worth millions, and went to Anna's agency. Even more dazzling than her jewels was her beauty. Everyone at the agency panicked, thinking she was some major star. In truth, I wasn't very close to Anna, the popular actress. We only worked together once or twice. Her image was just right for an endorsement. And during our work together, she was obedient and easygoing, without any celebrity airs. At the celebration party, I drank too much, and she called a driver to take me home. I transferred the money to her. Another time, I treated all the staff to coffee, and she had the same idea and ordered first, so I transferred the money to her. I clearly marked every transaction. Makoto had photoshopped the notes. How despicable. I have something with Mr. Wang. Anna smiled slightly. He's a good man. Chapter 10. Facing Anna's ambiguous answer, Willow sneered. Is George at your place? If he really likes you, tell him I can give him his freedom. Anna tilted her head in confusion. Suddenly, someone pushed through the crowd that had gathered. My sworn brother David made his way in. Hey, Willow, I finally found you. Here's the divorce agreement. George asked me to give it to you. Sign it. Good brother, you finally made it. He flew back from abroad. I entrusted him with all my affairs that day. He's also a lawyer. Conveniently, the atmosphere grew awkward, and everyone fell silent. Willow's gaze lingered on the divorce papers. Meanwhile, a slight smile appeared on Anna's lips. My brother's eyes reddened as he roared. What are you stunned for? Sign it. Bold enough to cheat outside, but now you're quiet. Playing hard to get, are you, with all these schemes? The crowd erupted in murmurs. Willow glared coldly. Shut up. What nonsense are you spouting? I have never wronged George. David's eyes were terrifyingly fierce. That night, you cheated with Makoto. Your first love. Did everything, didn't you? And now you won't admit it. You have no shame. My brother George loved you. What a fool. Willow panicked. I didn't. I was just drunk that night, and I went back home afterward and saw George. Bring him here, if that's what he thinks of me. I want to clear things up face to face. David clenched his fists, eyes reddening as he bowed his head hurriedly. My brother George is dead, killed because of you. Chapter 11. Willow dismissed everyone, leaving only David and Anna in the conference room. She dressed up carefully to come here, only to learn of my death. She stayed very calm, didn't even shed a single tear. Honestly, I'd been looking forward to seeing her reaction upon hearing the truth. But now, forget it. I don't want to see it anymore. I floated next to her, feeling like it meant nothing. And just as I was about to leave, she spoke. David, Anna, tell me, where is George? David and Anna exchanged glances. I'm not stupid. Alive. I want to see him. Dead. I want to see his body. No matter how David tried to explain, Willow still shook her head in disbelief, her gaze scrutinizing Anna. Anna spoke candidly. I really admired Mr. Wang and envied you, but I would never become a third party to seduce him. So nothing ever happened between us. MS. Lou, can't you find anyone else to suspect me, who's only met him a few times? It seems he really was as rumored, uninterested in women. Willow, listen, my daily life revolved around you. Work, and walking the dog. Staying here wouldn't yield anything more, and Willow seemed ready to drop it. But David remained on the sofa, crying his eyes out. Why don't you believe it? He's really dead. Gone. I believe what George said. I sighed, patting his back. He seemed to sense it and immediately stopped crying. George left a will, and wrote an email too, but it's scheduled to send later. Finally, Willow couldn't take it anymore and splashed water in his face. Get out. Stop cursing him here. Chapter 12. Willow was drunk again, sitting in a booth at the bar. The table was filled with the most expensive liquors, and plenty of male models tried to flirt with her, but she furiously drove them all away. In the end, she just paid for everyone to drink with her. I knew she was angry at me. Was it jealousy on my part? No. I was afraid that she'd betray me and that I'd die. Willow refilled her glass and downed it, and perhaps annoyed by the noisy music, she threw money at the DJ to sing love songs. I floated, exhausted, shaking my head. Willow, you and I both know. Why are you getting drunk here? She smiled self-deprecatingly, as if answering me. When will you finally come to see me? I spent so much money hiring people to find you, and yet you disappeared so seamlessly, really vanished from the world. Fine. If you still don't come back, I'll truly leave you. Makoto appeared, annoyed, and drove away the male models around her. Willow, I don't even recognize you like this. He poured himself a drink. To be honest, he didn't love you that much. All men are the same. Suddenly remembering something, Willow's voice turned cold as she questioned Makoto. What did you do to me after I blacked out that night? Makoto's face went pale, his eyes evasive. Willow stood up, trembling, her voice rising. Tell me, did you put something in my drink? Makoto waved his hand, finally revealing his true nature. Hey, You were the one who said you missed me first, and you were the one who asked me out. You booked the hotel in Sanya, now you're asking me these questions. Don't you think it's ridiculous? Willow slapped Makoto across the face. I never agreed to do that kind of thing with you. My heart was filled with disappointment. If she didn't still have feelings for Makoto, how could she have gone with him? Even if nothing happened, emotionally, she betrayed me the moment she chose to see him. Indulged him, that's a betrayal of our marriage, isn't it? Makoto held his face in disbelief. Willow, I'm the one you love, you're only doing this because you feel guilty. I came back to get you to divorce him, but he's nothing more than a coward hiding in his shell. Willow ran out of the bar like a madwoman, tears streaming down her face like an out-of-control beast. Honey, I'm sorry, don't disappear, please, don't leave me. She ran back to our home, desperately searching for any trace of me. There was nothing at all. In the early morning, her phone notified her of a message. It was my scheduled email. Take care of my dog. I've left this world. If there's a next life, I hope to never meet you again. Willow couldn't help but scream, breaking down completely. No way. People can't just disappear without a trace. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Chapter 13. David entered after typing in the password, and seeing Willow sobbing uncontrollably, he snorted in disgust. He had already brought my husky back. The dog now followed behind him, wagging its tail enthusiastically. Actually, Willow and I found this husky on the side of the road. Back then, flies were already circling its body. It looked barely alive, on the brink of death. When it saw someone approaching, it struggled to stand but couldn't, only managing to wag its tail slightly. That sight deeply moved me. I decided to take it to the hospital, no matter the cost. I would save it, and it pulled through, thankfully. I think it knew that I saved it, which is why it was always particularly attached to me. Before I disappeared, I secretly held it and cried. It didn't understand a thing, cautiously licking the tears off my face. I thought then, after pampering my wife for so many years, even a dog showed me more loyalty. I poured so much money, thought, and love into Willow. If not for me, after graduation, she'd have struggled without end and never achieved her current status. Willow asked, what did he say before he disappeared? David replied with a stern face. He said he was bound to some kind of system, and if you betrayed him, he would be erased by it. Willow, he stayed by your side, risking death. How could you treat him like this? Don't worry. In terms of property division, you won't get a penny. Everything in the house has been entrusted to me to move out, including the dog. Whether you believe it or not is irrelevant to me. I believe him. If he left a message asking me to take you all down, I wouldn't hesitate for a second. Honestly, I'm sick of all this, flying back just to deal with this crap, while you went off to bother Anna. Truly insane. Willow covered her face with both hands, trying to suppress her sobs. I knew, at that moment, she believed it. If it were just out of spite, I wouldn't have disappeared for so long, or gone to such lengths. The moving company came, and as they started packing through the night, Willow tried to pet the husky's head. Suddenly, the husky lifted its leg and urinated. I couldn't help but clap in approval. Tears rolled down her cheeks again. Even you don't want to be with me. Makoto staggered drunkenly onto the scene, enraged at the sight. What do you think you're doing? Stop it. Chapter 14. Before anyone could intervene, Willow furiously confronted him. Makoto, how could you do this? His death is on you. If it weren't for you coming back, George and I would have been as loving as ever. You drugged me. You're despicable. Makoto's eyes reddened as he laughed, pointing at Willow. Aren't you just like me? We both left that small town to become successful. Willow, you call me despicable. At least I relied on myself. And you, what do you have besides that pretty face? Without George, you're nothing. Yes, I'll tell you the truth. I came back just for you. I sold you off to him all those years ago for money. And ever since then, I've wanted to know what you were like, whether you were worth that million. Willow gasped for breath, clutching her chest in a coughing fit. I had no sympathy for her. A cheating woman can never be turned back, no matter the reason. After this, Willow and Makoto were completely finished. Makoto had no real plans to go abroad. It was all an excuse. He had run out of money long ago, and this time he came back just to squeeze some more out of me. But I disappeared, and because of the prenuptial agreement, according to my will, Willow got nothing. Lately, Willow had been living in a haze, day and night blending into each other. She'd shut herself in our house, crying my name. Honey, it's been 3 months. I miss you so much. Are you still angry? Please, don't blame Yao Yao. I know I was wrong. I beg you. Please come back. I'll stay with you till we grow old. I only want to be with you. I floated above, scoffing. Liar. Watching her torment herself, I didn't feel the pain I used to. There was even a sense of satisfaction. Just when I thought she'd sink into depression because of this, she reached out to Makoto again. A leopard never changes its spots. Chapter 15. Makoto hadn't accomplished much abroad and had ended up finding a job in a small company. His previous image was all a facade. Now that Willow had decided to reach out to him again, he was overjoyed and even bought a bouquet of flowers. Willow, You don't know how happy I was to get your call. I'm so glad you came around. The atmosphere was a bit awkward as Willow drove in silence. Makoto awkwardly rubbed his nose, asking, "Where are we going?" "To see the ocean." Makoto beamed, nodding. "Great. I love the ocean. Do you remember our trip to Sanya not long ago? The sunset at the beach with you in front of it. It took my breath away." But as the car sped up, Makoto sensed something was wrong. "Willow, slow down. We're going over 140. This is dangerous." Willow frowned, her expression cold. "You understand danger, you scumbag." Then she stomped on the gas, accelerating. Makoto, panicking, tried to grab the wheel. "Stop. Stop the car. Are you crazy? When I kissed you, you didn't resist. Please don't do anything foolish. Be with me, like before. I promise I'll love you well. I'm begging you. Stop the car. We'll die. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'll call you my sister. I'll call you my mom if you want." Willow leaned down and bit Makoto's hand on the wheel. He cried out in pain, and in the moment his hand pulled back, the car swerved. The car sped uncontrollably into the guardrail, hurtling towards the ocean. It rolled over several times midair before landing upside down on the rocks, the sound of the crash deafening. The car's speed was so great that my soul was thrown out. By the time I caught up, all the airbags had deployed, gasoline was everywhere, and flames licked at the wreckage. Makoto had already passed out, bleeding, but Willow was still conscious. She pulled out her phone, not to call for help, but to stare at the lock screen photo of us. Even though there was space for her to crawl out, she seemed to have given up on surviving. I sighed. I never imagined she'd do this. She could have continued living her life. Why? Willow shook her head with a bitter smile, closing her eyes. "I'm the one who was wrong. Why was it you who got punished? Don't be afraid, honey. I'm coming to be with you." Chapter 16. At the last moment, David pulled Willow out. Makoto, however, remained inside, forever. I hadn't expected David to follow them. Was he really planning something reckless? It wasn't worth it. Willow was rushed to emergency surgery. Afterward, the doctor's face showed regret. Her legs couldn't be saved, and she'd have to spend the rest of her life in a wheelchair. I wondered what her expression would be when she woke up. David stayed by her side, waiting for her to wake up. He even kept an eye on her pulse and heart rate, raising alarms in the hospital at the slightest fluctuation. 3 days later, Willow finally woke up. To my utter shock, David quickly pulled out the divorce agreement from his bag, stuffing a pen into her hand. "Sign it. My brother George's last wish was to divorce you. If you love him, let him go." A tear slid down Willow's cheek. I felt a pang in my heart. David had lost weight over these past few months, handling everything I'd asked of him. At least my box of gold in the safe hadn't been left to him in vain. Willow, weakly, signed her name. At that moment, memories of us played in my mind like a movie. Meeting her, getting to know her, falling in love. In the bustling world, in the ordinary days, I cherished that love, even though I knew that one day, it might come crashing down, leaving everything in ruins. Do I hate her? The shameful betrayal is permanently etched on me. Without the destructive task from the system, I would have gone mad with revenge against them. But seeing her in so much pain, I softened again. Why must it take losing something to realize how deep the love was? Chapter 17. After Willow was discharged, David took her to a rehabilitation center. Whether she would stand again depended on her own determination. But for all David had done, I was still very grateful. He said death would be too easy. It was better for her to keep reliving her regrets. David brought my husky and returned to my house, solemnly laying out some documents on the table, including the divorce papers and a power of attorney. He gritted his teeth, pressed my seal onto them, and took a deep breath. "Brother George, remember how we used to play games together? We'd always try to find a way to finish quickly, but we loved even more finding glitches in the game's rules." I didn't understand what he was doing, but my soul began to dissipate, and I heard the system's cold mechanical voice. "Host is in unmarried status. Conquest mission has been automatically deleted." In the next instant, I appeared in front of David. He stared at me, stunned for a few seconds, before laughing and punching me hard. "If you didn't show up, I was going to donate all your money, and then you'd have to come with me to Africa." Seeing the redness in his eyes, I pulled him into a big hug. The husky jumped up, nudging my hand. I rubbed its head. "Hey." David crossed his arms, raising an eyebrow at me. "A divorce could have solved everything. Why'd you take on that mission? Was it really love?" I shook my head. "Anything that can be easily lost isn't worth regretting. Self-sabotage in the real world is what they call being a lovesick fool. I deserve it."